Hi, I'm Angela, and this video is on jealousy. So I've got a few videos that are dealing with some ancient emotions. One of them is called lust, and this is jealousy, the next. One of my favorites. It's like ice cream flavors. So jealousy is one of the emotions. I can't even say it very well because it's kind of primal and ancient. Ancient emotions that comes from the ancient mind, meaning humans, even before they've been incarnated in the sense that we know now, from the dawn of time, from Homo sapiens' original emotional brain development, had jealousy. And if we look at Homo sapiens as a tribe, tribal situations were better for individuals to survive. Because humans lived in tribes that worked harmoniously, they were able to procreate and produce more and more of the species until it's like 7 billion now. I mean, harmony works great for humans to profit and to grow. Jealousy was always a part of that. So how can we combine jealousy and harmony and think that that's all cool? So if we have harmony, there's one thing that's required in order to create harmony, and it's often conflict. So jealousy has been a part of that. But if we look at jealousy in terms of the body, in terms of sexuality, and in terms of male-female bonding, it was also a way of controlling your partner. So the psyche of humans when they became tribal was that how could you actually keep your mate? How could you actually know that your mate was going to be yours and not go off? And in some cultures, you may know that that's been worked out differently. In some traditional cultures, there's some women that have 5 husbands, and that still operates in some parts of the planet. Different tribes have different tribal setups. Monogamy is not the only system. However, monogamy, as we know, has become the dominant expected system. And that was because it managed one of these primal emotions, jealousy. And if we look at jealousy, it's also an emotion that stirs up a lot of how you appear in the tribe. So if you have a partner that chooses someone else, what's your status then? Are you still their partner? Are you also equal to them? Are you actually going to have same privileges, rights, same sleeping space, same home or shelter, and same access to resources? So jealousy is so ancient because it's about what's mine is mine and it's going to stay mine. If we look at sexual intimacy, it's also about that body that you maybe commingled with is yours at a feeling and an emotional level as well. The limbic brain puts out a lot of hormones when you make love. So it's that bonding that happens, and it's that feeling and need and desire that it remains because it's a safe feeling. So the jealousy that we experience is something in our culture that's really not well discussed. It's not handled. It's put often into boxes, like there should be a certain response, there should be a certain behaviour, and there should be a certain right and a certain wrong. And some of you may get that it just doesn't work like that. Yes, of course, if you've been violated, it's very, very hard to move that emotion, and I empathise with you because I've experienced it. And it took me a very long time to recover from that. And the irony in my case was that my partner who did cheat on me actually still wanted to be in a relationship with me, which I didn't understand. But from his point of view, it made sense. There was a sense to it, and he did try to explain it to me. We weren't on the same system of values or the same way of perceiving a relationship, a bonded relationship. So that's where jealousy has often conflicted, that people think it's so primal that your go-to response goes to that primal. My needs are going to be taken from me, my safety, where I sleep, where I live, where I share my resources. And if you have kids, it's even more threatening. And that gets triggered. And then if we look at modern relationships where the boundaries have changed a lot, it also feels like, well, what are your values of relationship? because these are mine. I thought we were on the same wavelength, and now the values have been shifted. Or what if you went into a committed relationship, you agreed with the values, one partner might change, and there you feel like you're not who I met, or you're not you're not being what we agreed to, and therefore I don't know who you are, and I don't feel safe. So jealousy today has been really triggered a lot because people have to question whether they really want to go into a long lifetime committed partnership, considering also that a lot of people now in the planet are living a lot longer, and monogamy or committed relationships used to be like 20, 30 years. Now they're like 50 plus years. So that's a long time if you want to be committed, and some people are more than able or willing. But if both partners aren't, it means that there might be a challenge to your value system as well, and your identity of what you're committing to, not just what a relationship is, but are you prepared to commit to this person for that length of time? So I'm not saying that we need to create a fluid model, but we do need to understand, if we're going to manage jealousy, that it's a primal emotion. And from that place, it needs to be given a lot of space to hear itself, to heal any feelings that are hurt, and then to really sit when you can, after the intensity of the emotions has got to a place where it's bearable, really look at what are you committing to, if you're going to be with a person or if you're not.